The production of the 1963 epic film Cleopatra is legendary not only for its historical scope and star-studded cast, but also for the myriad production challenges that plagued its making. Join Facts First as we present the disastrous making of Cleopatra with Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton. Casting controversies. The casting of Elizabeth Taylor as Cleopatra was met with significant controversy and backlash. Many critics and members of the public argued that the role should have gone to an actress of Egyptian descent or at least someone from the Middle East to better represent Cleopatra's heritage. This issue touched upon the broader Hollywood practice of whitewashing, where Caucasian actors were often cast in non-Caucasian roles. Location issues. Originally, Cleopatra was intended to be filmed on location in Egypt to capture the authentic settings and landscapes associated with the historical events. But political instability in the region, particularly the Suez Crisis in 1956, made it impossible for the production to proceed there. The decision to move the filming to Italy not only added logistical complexities, but also led to the need to recreate Egyptian settings, further contributing to the film's ballooning budget. On-set romance. The romantic relationship that developed between Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton on the set of Cleopatra was a major source of media attention and controversy. At the time, both Taylor and Burton were married to other people, and their affair drew intense scrutiny from the press. The scandalous nature of their relationship overshadowed the film's production, leading to negative publicity and potentially affecting the working atmosphere on set. The affair between Taylor and Burton became a defining aspect of their careers and personal lives, ultimately leading to divorces and subsequent marriages between the two. We'll get into their romance in more detail in a minute. Directorial changes. The change in directors from Rouben Mamoulian to Joseph L. Mankiewicz was a significant challenge that impacted production. Mamoulian was originally hired to direct but dismissed due to creative differences and disagreements with the studio. Mankiewicz stepped in to take over, which required substantial script revisions and changes in the direction of the film. The transition introduced a level of uncertainty and instability to the production, as Mankiewicz had to adapt to a project already underway. Budget overruns. The budget for Cleopatra ballooned to unprecedented levels during production. Initially budgeted at around $2 million, the film's costs skyrocketed due to a variety of factors. Building those elaborate sets to recreate ancient Egypt, designing intricate and historically accurate costumes, and accommodating the extended shooting schedule all contributed. The film's budget eventually exceeded $40 million, making it the most expensive movie ever made up until that point. Adjusted for inflation, this figure would be equivalent to well over $300 million today. The financial strain placed on 20th Century Fox was immense, and the studio's future was at risk. Setbacks and delays. Cleopatra experienced numerous delays and setbacks throughout production. Elizabeth Taylor's recurring health issues, including a bout of pneumonia, caused frequent interruptions in filming. These delays not only extended the shooting schedule, but also increased costs as the cast and crew had to be paid during periods of inactivity. The film's release date was repeatedly pushed back, leading to uncertainty among the public and within the industry. Script rewrites. The script underwent multiple rewrites and revisions during production. Joseph Mankiewicz had to grapple with the challenge of balancing historical accuracy, epic spectacle, and the demands of the film's stars. The constant changes in the script not only added to the confusion on set, but also contributed to the film's extended production schedule. Writers were brought in to work on different aspects of the script, resulting in a disjointed creative process. Studio financial crisis. As the production costs of Cleopatra spiraled out of control, 20th Century Fox found itself in a dire financial crisis. The studio had invested a substantial portion of its resources in the film, and the overruns threatened its solvency. In a last-ditch effort to secure financing, 20th Century Fox was forced to sell off its backlot, which had been a valuable asset. The fate of the studio hinged on the success of Cleopatra. Liz and Richard. The relationship between Liz Taylor and Richard Burton is one of the most iconic and tumultuous love stories in the history of Hollywood. Their passionate and often turbulent romance captivated the public and the media for over a decade. The chemistry between Taylor and Burton on the set of Cleopatra was undeniable. Their passionate love affair began while the film was still in production, leading to a scandalous extramarital relationship that became headline news around the world. The media frenzy surrounding their romance overshadowed the film itself and was met with condemnation by many. In March 1964, just days after Elizabeth Taylor's divorce from Eddie Fisher was finalized, she and Richard Burton were married in a private ceremony in Montreal, Canada. Their relationship was characterized by lavish spending, extravagant gifts, and a shared love for fine jewelry and art. Taylor famously received a lavish gift from Richard Burton during filming, a 69-carat diamond known as the Taylor-Burton diamond. This extravagant piece of jewelry became synonymous with the film's extravagance and Taylor's own legendary status. As a couple, Taylor and Burton were the epitome of a Hollywood power duo. They worked together in several films, including The VIPs, The Sandpiper, and Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, the last of which earned Taylor her second Academy Award. Despite their intense love for each other, Taylor and Burton's relationship was marked by fiery arguments, excessive drinking, and public fights. Their tumultuous nature led to a separation and eventual divorce in 1974. In 1975, Taylor and Burton shocked the world by remarrying each other in a private ceremony in Botswana. They hoped that a fresh start would mend the relationship. The second marriage also faced challenges, and Taylor and Burton decided to separate once again in 1976. This time, the split was amicable, and they remained close friends until Burton's untimely death. In 1984, Richard Burton passed away at age 58 from a cerebral hemorrhage. Taylor was devastated by his death and continued to hold him in high regard throughout her life. Cleopatra Remake. The upcoming remake of Cleopatra, starring Gal Gadot, is creating a buzz for its promise of a fresh narrative. Gadot, known for her role as Wonder Woman, has indicated that the film will tell the story of the Egyptian pharaoh through a new lens, specifically from a female perspective, both in front of and behind the camera. Kari Skogland, celebrated for her work on The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, has been confirmed as the director of the Paramount remake, following the initial announcement of Patty Jenkins as the director. Gal's portrayal of Cleopatra aims to celebrate and offer a new side to the iconic historical figure, suggesting that the audience may see aspects of Cleopatra's life that have not been explored in previous adaptations. The project seems to be progressing steadily, with Gadot sharing updates and expressing her enthusiasm for the narrative and its development since its announcement back in 2020. Additionally, the script for the remake has been described by Gal as beautiful, hinting at a thoughtful and possibly transformative portrayal of the legendary queen. The film is evidently set out to change the narrative around Cleopatra, potentially challenging previous representations and offering a story that resonates with contemporary audiences. The exact premiere date and further details about the cast or the trailer have yet to be disclosed, but the project is undoubtedly one of the more anticipated historical retellings in Hollywood. Now it's time to hear from you. Will you go see the remake of Cleopatra? Was it surprising there were so many issues with production of the original? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below.